Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Hey guys, it's Jim Costa from Cash the Ticket. If you're planning on betting college football bowl games, good luck. No, seriously, it's never been harder. And you don't want to be hurting your bankroll. You want to make sure you're doing your homework. Listen to Cash the Ticket. Mike Valeni and I will be breaking down every single bowl game, dropping new episodes nearly every day throughout college football's postseason. Spicing things up with a 12-team playoff. Can't wait to see some of those teams from the South come up north for the snow. Be sure to subscribe to Cash the Ticket on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Time for another fanschmabulous episode of
The Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
You've got me, Mr. Magnanimous. Love everybody.
So, you want to get high and listen to some records?
Jeff Lutz.
I'm not nice. Oh, please. I think you're on a mission to damage my credibility.
You're really a broken toy, aren't you?
And Jason Duda. For today, anyway.
I'm confused. I don't even remember, but I must have found it funny.
Hey, that figures, you know? Yeah, it sure does.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Your visit is always discreet.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday edition of the Bob and Jeff Show here on KFH Radio. We're joined today by Jason Duda. He's in his chair of comfort. Jeff's in his favorite chair.
No, that'd be my favorite chair. I'm about to take that. I'm about to take that chair from you.
Oh, yeah, and how do you manage on doing that?
I get here
seriously
before you every day.
Well, you never sit there when it's just you.
Right. So I'm saying, like...
May I ask why?
I don't know. I feel like you'd be bothered. I know you so well. You'd be...
I'd be bothered?
You'd be like, no, don't sit there.
Well, I do like you having... I do prefer... that you sit there, you're right in my line of vision.
I know, and that's why.
And I like to look at people when I rip them apart.
Well, start that, and then we'll worry about where you're looking.
Everybody good today? I don't know what that...
Obviously not. I mean, he must have took his jackass pills this morning.
What are you talking about?
Well, look at you already. I'm taking the chair. You couldn't take the chair.
I said I'm thinking about it.
And if I wanted it, and you we're sitting here, and I wanted to sit in the chair, I would end up in the chair.
How?
I would remove you from the chair.
Oh, please. That's hilarious.
Please.
Not in my house. I'm not going to have a brawl.
That is funny.
Hey, trust me, it's not going to take long.
Trust me, it's not.
It's not going to take long at all.
It's not going to take long at all. Trust me.
Listen to you.
What? I'm the jackass? You're talking about beating me up?
Well,
you couldn't handle me, old man.
I watch Duda, and I watch you. And I watch me.
And he can't move.
None of us are capable of doing a whole lot of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up for me.
I can't right now.
Who do you think is physically stronger between me and Jason Duda? Really?
Oh, God. Well, if you did an arm wrestling match, he'd win.
I don't think so.
How many push-ups could you do right now?
0?
Okay, yeah, I win.
How many do you do?
Well, I could do at least 3.
Maybe 4.
Let's see a arm wrestling match right now.
No, I'd rather not.
Well, that indicates
that's a charity event. I don't give that away for free, and especially when people aren't watching, because I want people to see me humiliate him.
Sounds like you don't have any faith at all.
0.
It's not what I said.
No chance.
It's not at all what I said.
Keep talking. That's all you got right now. They're a tough guy.
869-1240. That is the IHOP hotline.
Same to you. That's what you come back with?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm rubber, you're glue. That's what I'm...
Definitely didn't play.
Come on, you guys need to get along.
I think we're doing fine over
any
here.
Physicality.
Yeah, let's...
and you did. Hey, Eric Lizon, can you please go fight for me? Or whoever it was.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember. I don't
know who the enforcer was in your prime, but
it wasn't Lies.
I know, but
I played against Lies.
I was just using a name.
Who was
but
the
you
guy?
get it.
I used to pop him in the back of the head in scrums. He used to hate me.
Was Weingartner the guy?
No, not at that time. Winey wasn't like an enforcer, though.
Well, but he was a...
Derek Parker. Derek Parker was one when I was there. He had 50 fights in 1 year. That's a lot.
And how was he off the ice? How was he...
He's the greatest guy, softest spoken, just a big teddy bear.
Huh.
But you get him on the ice, all he wanted to do is fight. 50. Think about that. 50 fights in one hockey season.
That's crazy.
He must have had a lot of steam to blow
played
off.
like 64 games that year.
It's a lot of fights.
It's crazy. Here's
Do a
what we
game
have for
sometimes?
you on the show today. Jay Miller, the outgoing now president of the Wichita Wind Surge, that announced his retirement today. He'll be headed back to Texas. We hope to see him here occasionally as an advisor and somebody who the Wind Surge leans on to some degree. I will forever associate Jay Miller and Lou Schweckheimer with this franchise.
Of course.
Wouldn't happen without especially Lou, but also Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. He was very instrumental in its foundation and its first year. Even though he had left initially, came back, thankfully, got the organization sold, got it to
well, they were headed down a bad road.
Higher attendance.
Jay steered them back onto the right path.
He sure did. Hopefully
I said that in a much more succinct manner than Jeff.
But you don't.
Jeff was off on some.
But what was the bad road? You didn't say anything about that.
You were off.
So we're supposed to trust you that they were on a bad road.
We. Duda understood.
Or do you
what I
want?
said
Or do you want
complete-
details of that?
I'd like details because I don't know.
So we got a different ownership group. We got attendance up, and now he's departing. He's accomplished his mission.
Jeff will forever associate the old ownership with the guy yelling at him after the season for the music.
Yeah, that was a jerk move, and that was a jerk human being. But what are you going to do? I'm not the only one who thinks so.
No, I was pretty upset about that too, but now I laugh at it.
Well, it's just...
it all turned out fine.
Yeah, I'm now an official scorer. Everybody's happy.
I wonder if you'll still get that gig.
That's Tim Grubb, so yes.
Tim Grubsy, as we call him.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Grubsy might change his mind.
Now, if Grubsy ever left, then we might have a battle on our hands.
Well, do you know the new GM?
Not really.
Not met him?
I don't believe I have.
Chris Grill for Jason Duda. We did this today. The head boys coach at Mays High School.
That's right.
Boys basketball coach will join us at 2:45. So you can be in your element when you ask, who are your good players this year? And where do you go to eat?
There you go. Your two questions.
You'll be right in your wheelhouse.
Hey, I only got two. Those are the same ones. Away we go.
Have you thought about working on a third question?
Nope. No point. Not here long enough.
It'd be cool.
I come in. I'm the long reliever, and I have two questions for every guest. That's it. And if I don't feel like I can ask one, I pass it.
What a life.
It'd be cool if you just crafted it out.
Not really. I don't know if does it count. What I'm getting?
I don't know what you're getting.
Well, it don't. No, it don't count. It's appreciated, but
we got this new cat.
Wait a minute. Picks coming up.
Okay.
Hour number 2. Duda's taken a good lead. He had a great week, and he's taken back the lead.
It's insurmountable. Insurmountable. Figure it out, you guys.
What about your cat?
We got this new cat who doesn't really seem to have much of a brain. He likes to eat. He gets in other people's stuff. When people are, eating, he wants to be a part of it. And yesterday I figured it out. He's the Jason Duda of cats.
I was thinking it was you.
No.
Likes to eat, to get in everybody else's business.
No, he's not very smart. He's not smart at all.
Well, now, wait a minute.
He's charming.
Why are you throwing that out there?
He's charming, but no real intelligence to speak of.
Really? Man, you got your tough boy pants on today, don't you?
What do you mean?
I love it. It's about time. It's taken you 7 years, but you finally found him. Good for you.
See, look, he's tweaked. I love it.
Honestly proud of him right now.
He is tweaked.
Tweaked.
Oh, my
I love
goodness.
it.
You've never seen me tweaked.
Well, are you keeping this cat?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough situation.
Has it been indoctrinated into the rest of the cat?
It's been out there, but the cats are still not quite warmed up to him because he's just all over the place. I've never seen him sleep. Like, what do you do? He's nuts, but he'll settle down hopefully, and then everyone, I don't know, we'll get along.
Well, I mean, I thought this cat was going to go up with your daughter, Erin.
Well, great, but he's still got to be with us.
Can they have cats in the dorm?
He's not going to a dorm. That's just never going to happen.
Well, it could be the dorm cat.
No. No, sir. That's not happening.
Sounds like it's kind of meant for that, doesn't it?
No. Can't have a cat in the dorm.
Terrible idea. Just a terrible idea.
Why don't you play along?
No, because we've talked about this before, and that's the side I was on. So I'm not flopping right now.
And your daughter's going to a dorm soon.
Yeah?
Has she made that decision yet?
No, they don't get to pick their dorms till next month. There's a whole
you don't always get the dorm you pick.
No, there's a whole process. They said you got to go on it was last Monday at 3:00, and you had to register for your dorms, but you don't get to pick your dorms, and it goes by when you got in, and then it down the ladder. So hopefully she gets to be one of the ones that pick first, because she got it done at 3:07. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
They did say last year that in the first 24 hours they had 1,700 kids sign up. So I don't know. We won't find out until.
And you'll both have daughters at Kansas State University.
Something to bond over while we arm wrestle.
Oh, jeez. What's got into him today?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Something.
Just don't understand what you mean.
What'd you have for lunch?
Shrimp fried rice.
Where from?
In the store. It's just a little container you get, warm it up, and you're good to go.
Huh.
It's all right.
I thought maybe they ate something weird at lunch.
It's worth the $4 it costs, so it's all good.
Fantastic.
We went to David's for dinner last night.
Did you? How was it?
Not good.
More expensive than I'd like it to be.
It is a little bit.
Portions need to be a little bigger.
Really? See,
they're fine. I mean, listen, it was really good. I'll go back for sure. I just like for the tacos and the enchiladas to be a tad bigger.
Their burritos, I get Saturdays is my stop there on my way back from work, and I get the breakfast burritos. They're huge.
How many you get?
You just get one.
Okay.
What about for the rest of the family?
I'm not worried about the rest of the family. They can, when they wake up, they can make breakfast.
Oh my God!
I pick one up.
That's just
I
an
pick one
awful.
up for Dia, and I pick one up for myself. The kids, they're going to sleep till noon on Saturday.
Well, they'd like to warm it up.
Yeah, they'd like to wake up to a little burrito.
They don't like the burritos.
Oh well, why
not a burrito?
Lead with that.
See?
Well,
see what I'm saying?
I'm getting there. Like, if you'd give me time, I could have explained what happens. But you guys got to jump right in, and why would you do that? That's what you guys do.
Well, the first thing would have been they don't like them.
So I just sit here, let you guys rant, then bring it up, and then you get all.
They sleep till noon. They're watching TV. Yeah. They already ate last night.
Absolutely.
And they don't like them, that's fourth and
makes it
easy. Seems to be what we go with right out of the chute. But
why would we do that? That's no fun.
Liked it. We liked it.
It's no fun. See, look, I got you guys tweaked, and I didn't have to do anything.
You've never seen me tweaked.
Yeah, we have.
We got the chips and salsa, and the salsa's really good. So, and the chips, but the salsa has a little bite to it, and I liked it.
Well, good. See, you can go back now.
I wasn't expecting that.
Is it a sit-down place, or you?
No, we got it.
Carry out.
You can go in, or you can pick it up.
We went through the drive-through and picked it up.
Huh.
It's a good little spot. We like it.
Do you have to pay for chips and salsa?
I never had it.
You do.
I only get the breakfast burrito.
Not at most Mexican places. You don't. What do you mean? Sure, you do.
Well, if you're picking
get it
up
to go.
Yeah, that's a dumb move.
No. What have we talked about on this show innumerable times?
That you don't like the experience of eating out.
And also, if you're trying to nickel and dime me, what is my response?
I'm a sucker, and I'll pay for anything.
I got plenty of money.
I'm a sucker, and I'll pay for anything.
I got plenty of money.
That's the message that I
Right.
think everyone's received. Oh, one estimate on any part you want to fix of my house, I'll pay it.
What do you say?
No,
I don't know, something about
someone just
fixing
telling
at
me
his
I need to
house.
fix this, I'll do it. What's it cost? I'll pay it. Sucker is what you are.
I don't know, are you?
Not for stuff like that.
So he's
but
not.
if I have to pay for
He
chips
is.
and salsa, I can probably handle it.
Yeah, we can all handle it, but why?
Because you didn't want to go in. So you
Yeah,
went through the
because
drive-thru.
He's lame. Just say it.
I wanted to bring home dinner for my wife.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, tell us how lame it is.
No, that's lame, but that's
Tell
okay.
us how lame it is that I want to go get dinner for my
Extremely.
wife.
Extremely.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
How so?
Hey, what if my wife wants to go out to dinner?
She didn't. She just
well
had
then.
cataract surgery. Now, keep going.
We still eat.
Yeah,
Duda,
at home.
Have you ever seen a bigger idiot
I
than
told
this
you
guy?
that. I told you that 6 seconds into the show today.
So I want to go get dinner for my wife,
Sweet.
who's had cataract surgery, but, well, you should have gone and you wouldn't have had to pay for the chips and salsa. Can you believe that?
From him, yeah, absolutely.
Just saying.
I mean, I pick it up all the time. I'm not going in for chips and salsa.
That's weird.
I got chips and salsa at home.
I think it was.
You do?
I think it was.
Absolutely.
I think it was $1.50. Boy, I wonder what I would have done with that money.
Well, it adds up, my friend.
We can't all be as cheap as you are.
Not cheap, but
Just what?
just handle it.
No, tell us how
Just
you're
handle
not
it.
cheap.
I don't need to tell you how I'm not cheap. Maybe I am cheap. None of your business.
You are cheap. I know you're cheap.
How?
You've been cheap forever.
How? How do you know? What do you mean I've been cheap forever? Oh, I had to buy you dinner when you were 9. Oh, you're cheap. What a
I mean,
what a
you
loser.
come over here with your hand out all the time.
Yeah, sure. Well, why don't you give me something then?
Because I don't reward that kind of behavior.
What behavior do you reward, and I'll start doing that.
I may give Duda something.
Absolutely.
Really? That's nice.
Well, because I don't ask for it.
Hey, here's our friend Ralph who's on hold. We asked for his call yesterday,
Didn't get it.
and I don't know what he's comfortable with us talking about or how much he wants to hide this identity. But Ralph, hello, welcome.
Well, thank you. I didn't know you called yesterday. I was actually in class. We'll talk a different day about what you might have called about yesterday, but I only have time to weigh in on one thing, and that is the major difference between Oklahoma Mexican restaurants and Kansas Mexican restaurants, and that is in Oklahoma, it is standard. Not only are you getting chips and salsa, but you're getting chips and queso, and you're getting tacos in which to roll them up, and it makes all the difference in the world. So that's my thought of the day, but
Wow.
please call me again sometime. I'd love to talk.
Well, listen, Ralph,
All right.
give us a call next week so we can talk about what we want to talk about.
Okay, I'll be happy to. I'll probably call you Monday. Is that a good day?
That
All right,
would be
perfect.
perfect. Thank you.
Oh, all right.
All
Bye-bye.
right, we'll leave it to people's imagination. A lot of people know why we want to talk to Ralph.
Why?
We'll talk to you later. You don't, of course.
Don't what?
Feeding into Jeff's narrative earlier. You know what? What I've decided.
Oh, here's something.
Neither of you are very smart.
Here's
What?
something I don't appreciate.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Ron Baker's texted.
No, I always appreciate Ron Baker. Did he text me? No.
No.
So I got a text from our friend Benny Dick. He's
Oh, we
a
love Benny.
League 42 coach, friend of the show, plays in our fantasy league. And
Has.
he's in it. Well, I don't know if he's in
He's
it
not
now.
in it this
But he's in some fantasy league. And he asked me, who should I play? I made the playoffs in fantasy, Love or Stafford. And he sends a follow-up text, which just sickens me. Ask Bob and Jason also if you can. So go, take it, guys. Have
Well,
at
I'd
it.
play Stafford.
Stafford or Love?
I'd play Stafford.
I think everybody would play Stafford.
Oh, now he's jumping on Stafford.
It's funny that Benny has that because I have the same two quarterbacks in one of my leagues back home. I'm playing Love.
Why?
Oh, that's a bad decision.
Well, we'll see after tonight. It might
Well,
be.
no, we'll see right now. It's a bad decision.
And why is that a bad decision? Because Stafford played well the last game.
Stafford
Stafford's a
has
better
more
passer.
weapons. He's a better passer. He plays in a better climate. I don't even know where's Green Bay play this week.
I think they're in Chicago. No, they're not. That's Minnesota. Not sure where they're at.
Well, don't we pick the? You look that up, Jeff.
I don't know.
Green Bay's at Seattle. Should be fine.
Not a great environment. Where does the other
what he's
guys?
used to? Yeah, it is.
Where do the Rams play?
They play tonight in San Francisco.
They'll rip them apart. I'd play Stafford. You'd play Love. We'll see who comes out ahead.
There you go.
We have 2 for Stafford, 1 for Love. So there, Benny.
Yeah, but
do what
Benny,
you got to do.
Benny, figure out who you're listening to and who the 2 guys are that pick Stafford.
Oh, and
That's all I'm saying, Benny.
And I got these other texts too from
Stafford 5th in the NFL in passing yardage, and Love 19th.
Yeah, well, he missed some games too.
Misty. Are you good?
21 touchdowns for Love, 19 for Stafford.
And Love missed some games.
11 interceptions for Love, 7 for Stafford. I'd go with Stafford.
I also got these texts from a guy named Brad. I'm not even going to pretend like he's somebody.
Why are people texting you?
I don't know.
Do you put your number out there?
No, it's a Facebook message.
Do you put stuff out there and say, please text me?
But he sent me that he bet whatever on whatever and went with Jason's picks, Rams to cover, Vikings to cover, Chargers to cover. And he won $60. You could tell dudes he won me $60 this weekend.
You're welcome.
I said, nice, well done. He said, no, well done to Duda.
There you go.
I think he kind of knows the NFL, man.
Man, we got some smart listeners out there.
We got some dummies.
Oh, now we're
smart.
insulting a listener.
Yeah. Line them up, I'll insult him. You think I'm
it's
afraid?
because you're mad. You're jealous is the problem.
Let's take a break. We'll
really,
come
we got
back.
to take a break because we're just going to get into
listening to this.
I'm not.
We'll come back and talk with Jay Miller, who's leaving us after 42 years in professional baseball. Jay Miller from the Wind Surge next. All right, we are back. Here's Jay Miller. He is retiring after 42 years in the game of baseball. I view that as a dream life, a dream career. I'll bet Jay feels the same way. Hello, Jay. How are you?
Good, Bob. How are you? And you're exactly right. I do.
Well, we're doing well, and it was made official today. You are retiring in early January, headed back to your native state of Texas. Tell us a little bit about the decision. You've got the Wind Surge. You and your associates have the Wind Surge on a very strong path, in my opinion. Why now, Jay?
Well, first of all, it was, I really wanted to come back. Everybody knew that when I left and knew the circumstances, and getting the opportunity to come back and, do what I was able to do for 2 years. It's such a blessing. But when it came down to it, that last Saturday game when we had 9,000 people here, and I really wanted to sell that sucker out, and we did, my family all came in and surprised me. They all flew in, grandkids, kids, everybody, and my 13-year-old daughter said, "Papa, I saw you once last year. It's time to come home." And, with my wife's, health and what have you, and family and time, it's pretty much all we got. And time, I'll be 66 in February, and so I just looked at it as 42 years is a pretty good run, and it's time.
Yeah, obviously you're doing this for the right reasons, of course, but when you came back, it's like, okay, thank goodness Jay's back. He's going to stabilize this. And now when you leave, it's been stabilized. But what assurances do you have that it continues on its current path? What makes you feel good about the future of the Wind Surge?
Well, I think everybody knows the right way to do it, and it's all about taking care of the fans. And I don't think that was happening before the last couple of years. And the people that we've put in place now realize that it's all about the fans. And we got some really great people that are born and raised here helping with the team now, in April and Billy Hool. And I think Matt Hamilton's been a good addition as the GM. But I think hiring some local people and getting this thing going the right direction for the last 2 years is setting us up to be in a good position moving forward. And you guys are not done with me. I'll still come in and see y'all and enjoy a game. And I love Wichita, and I love coming back here. So I'll be back to see y'all.
Yeah, we need you to make sure we got that Sprite in the refrigerator.
The little things are what make this place special. Whether it's putting Sprite in the refrigerator for Mr. Jeff or making sure the gates are open at 5 o'clock with one of those $5 beers, you got to do those things right.
No doubt.
Jay, obviously, I'm gonna make this easier on you. We'll put Wichita aside because we know you've done great things here. But over your career, where are some of your favorite spots and some of the things that you've accomplished?
I've been able to be a part of 5 stadiums opening for the first time, and I don't know how many people have done that. So I feel real proud about that. And Round Rock, when it opened in 2000, and we won the championship, and it was such a magical year. And then when we went AAA 4 years later, we drew 700,000 people there, which basically is averaging 10,000 a game. And then going back to the Rangers in those 2 years when we went to the World Series, when I got hired back by Nolan Ryan, and was there 5 years, and then Wichita. All those 3 spots, Round Rock, Texas, and Wichita, have been my 3 favorites. And I've made such great friends in all 3 of those cities that last a lifetime. But there's so many great memories, and being at the winter meetings Monday and Tuesday, and running into Bruce Bochy and some of the other people I ran into and talked to. It just is amazing to me that 42 years has flown by, but it has. And I used to go to the meetings and say, man, I want to be like that guy. I want to have a career like that guy. And now I'm the old guy. It's time for the old guy to shut it down. But the memories of baseball, I just feel so blessed to be able to have done what I love to do for 42 years.
Jay Miller is with us. He's leaving as president of the Wichita Wind Surge. So I saw, Jay, I'm even older than you are. My God, I can't even fathom it, but here we are.
There's somebody older than me.
Or Jay.
And I saw a comment. I don't know if you saw the comment made by David Letterman the other day about retirement and how he couldn't even fathom it, and that we're put on the earth to produce and make things happen. And you strike me, and I'm not going to pretend like I know you really well, but you strike me as somebody who would kind of fall under that category, as someone who wants to continue to make your presence felt. So when we say retirement, how do you envision your retirement?
Well, Bob, all I can say is you're a pretty good read of people, because even my wife said that to me. There's no way you're going to be able to sit at home. And, I'll probably do some consulting with some teams maybe. And but the other thing, I went and spoke at Texas A&M like a month ago, and they asked me to come, and I thought I was just talking to a class. Well, it was 500 students, and it was sports management undergrad and grad students, and there were 2 keynote speakers, and I was one of them, and it was an hour long, and I didn't even realize. I'm just glad I prepared. But when I walked off the stage, the dean said to me, so in the fall of 2025, we want you to come teach here, and 2-3 classes a week, 2 hours each class, and please tell us you'll do it, because you need to give back to these kids that are trying to do what you've done. And that sounded very interesting. So I'll probably be doing a little teaching. I may be doing some consulting for teams. I got asked at the winter meetings from some teams I've worked with in the past about that. But you're right. I'm not the guy that's going to sit back and just retire. But I want to enjoy my, family and my grandkids and have a little more time. In 42 years, I think I told you the other day, I've missed 5 home games. And that's just, to me, you're a freak. Who does that? But the games are where I got all my enjoyment.
I get that. Forget what I was going to ask you now. I hate when that happens. Somebody else talk. I got you, Jay. We talked about the future of the wind surge. What about minor league baseball, a place where you've spent, most of those 42 years? We know it's, run by Major League Baseball. Diamond Sports Holdings is continuing to buy teams. Are those two entities that you feel good about?
Oh, I feel very good about both of them, and especially Diamond. I mean, they're obviously they hired me and gave me a second chance to come back here, and we were the 12th team they purchased at the time, and now they have 41. But the leadership at Diamond with Pat Battle and with Peter Freund, those guys are, their careers, you just read their bios, they're unbelievable. And they care about the game. They love the game. They want it to be affordable. I just feel like it's the only thing that I still remember when Nolan Ryan signed in 1981 for $1 million. And I thought, man, that's crazy. And then to be at the winter meetings and see Soto signed for $765 million for 15 years. I mean, I just shake my head. That's the part I really, it's tough to understand all that.
Well, that's almost what we make doing this show, so it's okay. Bob can share with you, because he says he's got so much anyway. I got to ask you, Jay, because I do this. It's my favorite question I ask everybody. You were here for a couple years. Where was your favorite place to go eat, and what did you order?
Oh, my. I mean, you can just look at me and know that I got a lot of favorites.
Well, then you and I would have got along just fine.
But I guess I love to go to, if I wanted to go to a sports bar or something like that, I'd go to Dino's East. If I wanted to go someplace and get a nicer meal, I'd go to the Scotch and Sirloin. I like the Scotch and Sirloin, and both of those places had great service. But I don't know if there's many restaurants in this town that I haven't hit. They're all good.
Yep.
And the Monarch, which is close to your workplace, so I know you've been there a lot.
Oh, the
Final
Monarch!
moments.
It's almost like I had a table at the Monarch. I was there so much.
Final moments here with Jay Miller, who's retiring, coming up here in January, and use that term retiring loosely. Jay, there's something to be written about the trials and tribulations of getting this stadium built here in Wichita, getting this franchise moved from New Orleans, having Lou Schweckheimer, who was the mastermind behind it all, get involved and then unfortunately pass away due to COVID. Your situation where you were here initially, then you were dispatched. They made a decision not to have you around, and then fortunately you did come back and really help get this franchise on the right track. Just how many serendipitous moments had to happen for the wind surge to get to this point in time?
Well, I will tell you this. I'm not going to say names, but when the person who took over, and he told me that he was going to make some changes, I can tell you this now, but I didn't want to do it when I left. I told him, well, the first change is I'm walking out that door. So I'm not going to work for you. But the second is I felt like I was always going to come back. I always felt like I was going to come back here. So if you'll remember, when I left, nobody even really knew it. And the people that knew me knew that I left for a reason, but there's just no point to burn a bridge. So I just left and felt like I was coming back. And when Peter called and said, we're buying that franchise, will you go back? And I said, man, you don't know how bad I want to go back and just finish what I started. And part of that was for Lou, too, because I loved Lou. And everybody that knew Lou knows exactly what I'm talking about. But this city and this franchise deserve nothing but the best as far as it's just such a great city and the support. And I always knew the support was there. And it showed up over the last 2 years. So with all the development that's happening around here with the restaurants and the bars and the apartments and the hotel, it's going to do nothing but flourish moving forward. I really believe that, and I think everybody's going to be so proud of this franchise for years to come.
Well, we know you won't be a stranger. As you've said, you'll be back, and hopefully the Wind Surge and the people that are going to be running this show know what a resource they have in you. Thank you for all you've done to help get minor league baseball in a good place here in Wichita. It's really meaningful to me personally. I'm a huge baseball guy, and I thought there was a big hole when Wichita didn't have affiliated minor league baseball. Jay, thank you very much, and never hesitate to call or reach out, okay?
Well, I think the world of both you guys, and thank you for everything you've done for the youth of baseball here in Wichita. And part of our success is because of what you've done with the youth here. You're getting them excited about baseball, and it's just, like I said, it's a win-win for everybody. I'll miss you guys, but I promise I'll be back to see you.
Thanks, all right, Jay. Thank you.
You bet.
There's Jay Miller. Yeah, you bet. Chris Grill joins us, the head boys basketball coach at Mays High School. They got a big one coming up tomorrow night against their rival Mays South. Coach Grill, hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Before we get into your team at Mays, I wanted to ask you about your son Caleb, who's off to a very good start at Missouri in his senior year, averaging over 15 points per game, shooting the lights out of it. Suffered an injury recently, pretty difficult injury. It looks certainly pretty bad. How's he doing?
His recovery's going pretty good. He's starting to do some exercising now, and the range of motion is getting better, left and right, up and down is a little stiff, but I think he'll be back here pretty soon, and everything seems to be healing properly. So we're really excited for him, and he's real excited to get back in and get playing again.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, so you got Mays South tomorrow night, which starts a pretty difficult stretch in your schedule. I mean, it's difficult for those other teams too because you're a quality team. But how big is tomorrow night? That obviously the in-town rival matchup, and then I know you're not looking ahead, but you got some really important games on the schedule coming up too.
Yeah, everybody likes to make it a really big rivalry game, big matchup. A lot of people come out and watch it and support it. And we try to take it one game at a time, obviously, and they're just another opponent on our schedule, and so we just try to do what we can to go out and execute the things we're supposed to execute and try and take away the things that they like to do. It does make for a great atmosphere, though. I'm not saying it doesn't. It makes for a great atmosphere. It's going to be packed. It'll be sold out, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and everybody will be excited to go play.
Coach, I got a little off-the-wall question for you here. Obviously important with the players and stuff, but how important are your managers that you have that work with the team? Because I'm really curious on if they do a good job, since my daughter is the manager there.
We have exceptional managers this year, and you get exceptional managers by great leadership. And so we've had a manager here. Her name's Avery Duda, and she is a senior this year, and she is paving the way for my future managers. I have never had this many managers, and I think she has a lot to do with it. She's good at recruiting and good at making it a fun atmosphere for them.
Perfect answer.
Listen, we all love Avery, but we don't all love Jason. So, thanks for that answer. Talking with Chris Grill, head boys coach. I loved watching him play. He was a great hockey player. He was. I didn't go to any games.
Yeah.
Talking with Chris Grill.
How do you cut him off on that? Like, come on, let him go.
There's more important things to get to. I want to talk about your team. You've got an interesting roster. I know that when Braylon Maivella came out for football, got healthy enough to play and was inserted into the quarterback position, the Eagles really took off under his talent and leadership. I know he's an exceptional basketball player, and you have some other guys too, but talk about him for a minute. What makes him as special as he is?
Well, I think he does an amazing job of always staying composed. You'll never see him get too rattled. I think he's almost always under control. So that's a huge thing when it comes to especially environments like we're going to play in tomorrow. He just is pretty low key, but he can go out there and he can go get 20 points pretty easily, and he's also good as a defender, and he has size and strength that makes him sets him apart from a lot of kids in high school at his age.
Yeah, Duda and I went to the game last year against Northwest. It was a fantastic game. Northwest ended up on top in that one. How, as a coach, you've been doing this a long time, obviously. Is the best way to move on from those games? Is it just time? Is there something else you think about? How do you grow from that, and how do you use that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a really good team that finished strong last year. I think there were some things that a few teams did to us that they exploited some of our weaknesses. So yeah, I mean, in the off season and I guess you call this the preseason before Christmas. I mean, you really try to start focusing in on some of those things and working on them and making sure that if you get beat again at the end, it's not for the same reasons that you got beat the year before, especially if you return a lot of players like we have. Those are things that we focus in on and we try to get better at and make sure that it's something we incorporate in our practices. Even if we're not playing a team that week that may do those things to us, but we know we're going to get to some point in the future. We just kind of keep going over a few of those things and then just try to get better. And so that way we are ready for it when it hits us again and give ourselves the best opportunity to win.
Coach, you mentioned that you had a lot of guys coming back. Who are some of the guys that you're really looking forward to this year to help lead your team?
Well, in addition to Braden's a junior this year, so we get him for another year. But we have a senior in Alan Hanna, who's a 7-foot high jumper. He's incredibly athletic. He's returning. He started playing also as a freshman a little bit. Alec Grill, my son, he's a senior, and he's been playing for 2 years also, and this is his third year. He's coming back for this season. Charles Sharp is another senior that we have. And he started last year quite a bit, most of the season. We have another senior we bring off the bench in Mason Teague. And we have a couple guys coming off that are juniors. Ty Willits. He came on real strong at the end of last year and twisted an ankle and then set him back about 2.5 weeks. So he was a guy that was in our game at the end of the season, but he just wasn't full strength quite yet. So that was a part that hurt us then. And then we have some sophomores that are trying to get in the mix and play a little bit. But, we have a good group of guys coming back. We're pretty strong with that leadership and with those guys and our seniors and guys that have been playing for quite a few years. So that helps early on quite a bit. And then we're just trying to develop some of our younger guys and add to our depth.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on. Unless Jason has any more questions about your managers, I think we're good to go, Coach.
I got a question for you. You've spent most of your life in Kansas, except for 1 year you spent at Marist in Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm just curious what that experience was like for you as a Kansan, and what keeps you here? Obviously, your family, but when you started thinking about becoming a coach, why was kind of Kansas the right spot?
Well, first of all, the experience I had going to New York was really good, but it was a long ways from home, and I think Kansas has kept me staying here in Kansas is around my family is what's been really important, and my wife's family, and we're all pretty close. All our family lives in Garden Plain, and so being close to family is awesome. We get to spend a lot of time together with birthday parties and holidays, and that's pretty much why I've always wanted to stick around and be a part of this community, this area. New York was different, but in the end, it was just about going to school and playing basketball. It's just, again, like I said, it's a long ways from home. You just can't get in the car and visit mom and dad. So it was kind of nice. It was nice to experience that for 1 year, but it was really nice to be closer to family.
How much did they talk about Rick Smits at Marist?
Well, quite a bit. So that was my junior year, and we broke the win record at that time that he had before that. So we set a school record there, and we were really close. Our conference was really, really good that year, and we had 4 teams playing the postseason. It's kind of rare for a conference that small, but it was pretty good that year.
Love it.
All right, Chris, we appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the way. Certainly good luck tomorrow against Maize South. We'll catch up with you after the new year.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, Chris Grill, the head boys coach at Maize High School. We'll take a break.
Dude and I were talking about going to that game tomorrow.
Good. Have fun. Couldn't care less.
Where are we, Duda?
We were? Yeah, we were.
Well, have fun out there.
I was thinking of probably going anyway, so we'll see.
Well, Jeff might tag along, it sounds like. Sounds like he invited himself in, but whatever.
If need be, he can show up.
We'll see how it goes.
He won't go to that game.
Well, I know. That's why I said if he wants to, go ahead, because I know he's not going to show up.
No, I kind of will.
You won't.
No, I won't, but I might.
No, you won't.
He won't.
We all know he won't.
There's no way you will.
Not a chance.
No chance, but maybe.
Back in my youth, that would have been a good game to go to, but I just...
Well, you know what? Maize South wasn't around in your youth, sir.
You know where Maize South is, though, as the bird flies.
As the crow flies.
It's pretty close.
Not as the
very
bird
close.
flies.
Pretty close.
Where we are right now.
Wouldn't take you long to get there.
I drive by Maize South quite often. Now, Maize is a little farther away.
Yeah,
as I know from going to that
about 2
soccer
minutes.
game.
How were those Andover Central Goddard Eisenhower games of your youth? Were they pretty good?
What do you mean?
You talking about you're an idiot. God.
What do you mean?
Do I have to explain everything to you?
What does he mean?
I don't know what he means.
Those schools did not exist, much like Maize South did not exist. Oh, I would have watched that game. No, you wouldn't have. They didn't exist. Next. Good.
I'm talking about if I was young now, I would go to that game.
That's not what he said, sir.
It's certainly what was implied.
Was it, dudes?
I thought it was.
No.
Well,
you said in my youth.
And by the way, that Derby McPherson game the other night lived up to the billing.
The girls' game
Derby
did
won.
not.
No, I don't know what's happened to McPherson girls. Chris Strathman left, but
their coach is Clint Kinnaman.
Right. But they must not have as good of players.
I don't know.
And listen, Derby's good. But the Derby boys won by 1 over McPherson.
They beat Andover by 2 and McPherson by 1.
The 26-game winning streak for McPherson.
26?
26 games. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. 1 hour to go on a Thursday edition of the Bob and Jeff Show. Don't forget the IHOP hotline, 869-1240. IHOP, the breakfast partner of Xbox. And their decadent French toast is available to you around the clock at IHOP. Back in a minute.